It's all really about power and control, and that's what's scary about all governments.
Yeah.
They always want more power. They always want more control.
And I'm highly supportive of the Maha movement and the idea of getting poison out of our food supply.
Yes.
The idea of not limiting choice. You want to eat McDonald's, eat McDonald's. You want to vape. If you want to smoke a cigarette. But if you know the consequences of those things. What you don't know is, when I take this water out of my tap and I'm drinking it because I live in a civilized county.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the government has stood in the gap and is protecting me from toxins in there and toxins in my food supply. It doesn't mean that everything has to be organic. You can't eat an Oreo. What it means is when we put forever chemicals in, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, preservatives, dyes, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners. I mean, these chemicals that are banned in a lot of other countries, which means that there are ways to do this that are just a lot healthier for us.
Here's what's crazy. They're saying this is going to kill our business. Bitch, you already make them for other countries that don't have that stuff.
That's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Right? You're already doing it. You can't even make this argument.
And you won't do it for us.
Yeah.
You want to sell us the really bright red Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
It's not.
Maybe they're just not as bright, but they're colored with beet juice instead of red dye number 3. And they're making some headway. I pray that Bobby is successful and keeps a good, strong group around him. And
began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases.
How many of us sit down to a meal believing we are safe, never questioning what's really inside the food we trust the most? Yet reports show that Americans unknowingly consume ingredients banned in other countries, additives linked to cancer, and processed meats classified in the same cancer risk category as cigarettes. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been sounding the alarm, warning that the very foods filling American grocery carts are slowly poisoning us while corporations cash in. If bread can legally contain chemicals used in yoga mats, and ketchup can quietly push your heart toward failure, what else is hiding in plain sight? How much of what we call food is really a slow poison disguised as comfort? The truth will shock you, and you need to hear it before your next meal.
Y'all ever realized that syrup over the years have changed? Like, it used to be sticky and stringy. Now it's just like runny. It's almost like water, just water sugar at this point, bro. Like, I don't know why they keep doing our food like this.
Capitalism is the best system, but it's not perfect. This is a flaw because when people are just focused on money instead of actually keeping people healthy, this is what can happen. So this is why it shouldn't be, but I don't want government control, but I do think that when it comes to health, we have to figure something out.
We have the FDA. Like, what's their whole purpose? And the CDC. Like, what is the purpose of that,
That's
bro?
the problem. Cannot trust them.
It's them for sure, but it's us also. Like, they're gonna do what we allow. Yeah, they're gonna do what we allow. Like other countries, like the country that locked up the guy that allowed the vaccines, they not allowing that shit.
Yeah.
We're allowing it.
Well,
Dr. Fauci
in
just
America,
got a part.
you get what you vote for.
Americans didn't vote for it. That's the head officials that's in charge. They're the ones that really control and allow these corporations to sell these products because they test the products before they release it to the American people.
They do.
But we have to.
We don't have no control of that.
We have to be more adamant and upset about it. But the people are. That's why my hype is being created.
Yeah, guys. So I've been really trying to learn more about health. Like, as I'm getting older, I know that clearly the foods you got to be careful with them. And we, unfortunately, we took the vaccine. We were college athletes. We were pretty much strong-armed into doing that. And so I've just recently really been I've been going down a rabbit hole trying to learn and gain knowledge on what I can do about this food situation. Because
it's bad.
We do have to eat, Yeah. So just trying to learn more about that. And I talked to a lady named Kim Bright, and she's our close friend. She's a really cool lady. She's been doing this for over 30 years, and she is an expert on nutrition and things that we can do to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe, y'all. So check this interview out. Okay, guys, so we're here with Kim Bright. She's an absolute genius when it comes to all things that have to do with, natural solutions to taking different type of medications and, vaccines and just all things that have to do with health. So we're happy to have you here, Kim. It's always a pleasure.
Well, thank you. But before we get into the interview, y'all, I have to set the record straight. Last time, there were a few people that thought it was really funny and about something, and I've got to go in and clear this up because there's different definitions to different words. Now
Yes.
there were a few people that just thought it was hilarious. They were saying when I was talking about hoeing in my garden.
So
It
funny.
is a hoe.
That
This
was
is a hoe, and that's what I was doing in the garden. I was using this hoeing in my garden, getting the weeds up. Not, y'all that were laughing out there and saying in the comments, clean those dirty minds up. Not what I was talking about. And can you imagine? Can you imagine who in their right mind would be out doing that in their garden, y'all?
That's true. That is
Come
a
on
good
now.
point. That is a
All
great
right.
point.
Now we got that cleared up.
Yeah, I'm glad we did because I remember that was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
But again, this, y'all, that's a hoe.
Right,
That's
right.
okay. All right.
Okay, cool. All right. So first and foremost, like a question I've really been wondering for a while now, and it's just because it's a big problem, and I hear a lot of people on both sides, right and left, talking about it. So, do you believe that we're overusing pharmaceuticals to treat health problems? Where like maybe we could use something more natural and healthy that could be more effective as well?
Big time. Because what pharmaceuticals do is they take a symptom that you have and turn it into another symptom. Have you noticed that when you go into the doctors and you're feeling a certain way and he writes you out a prescription and then you use that for a while and then now you're feeling another way, he goes back in and gives you another prescription? No, definitely we can do natural things. I mean, the whole thing here is that, there's been generations of brainwashing by big pharma. If you look at how many TV ads are on each day of promoting pharmaceuticals, antibiotics have been promoted out the yin yang, way overuse of antibiotics, right? And that kills off the good guys in our gut. And when we have been inundated and brainwashed through magazine ads and TV ads, constantly thinking, well, that's how we solve the problem. We take a drug. We don't see ads that teach us about how do we change it naturally. When we have a symptom, we got to get at the root cause of it, not change a symptom into another symptom. So for instance, using antibiotics, anti means against, and biotic is life. So when you overuse antibiotics, don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for antibiotics. They've saved a lot of lives. But when you keep using it over and over again, because not only the antibiotic is going to kill the bad guys, it kills everything, even the good guys in your gut. And if you don't replace those good guys back in, you're on a downward spiral and your gut health suffers, your immune system, which 70 to 80% is in your gut, suffers, your whole health suffers because every single cell is tied back to the gut. That's where your health starts, or that's where your sickness starts.
Wow. Dang. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. So lately we've noticed there's a lot of new drugs out, and there's been a lot of devastating and negative side effects coming up from popular drugs like Ozempic. Do you believe that there are better ways to achieve like a natural weight loss?
Most definitely. I mean, some of the effects from Ozempic are even death, blindness, all kinds of gallstones, kidney stones, things like this, thyroid cancer. So why would you want that and have to worry about that coming on you just to lose some weight when you could do it a more natural way? And like I said, gut health is the real key for having a balanced, healthy body. And and you've got to move, you've got to exercise because the body needs oxygen. And so you can't get oxygen sitting there in a chair watching TV all day. And so you're going to get fat when you don't move or exercise and bring that oxygen into your body because oxygen goes through the system and it carries out the waste products. So when you don't have enough oxygen, you're sitting there and your toxins keep building up, building up, building up. It also carries nutrients to your cells. And so when you don't get enough movement and exercise to bring the oxygen in, the nutrients can't get to each and every one of your cells. So you then want to eat more to try and get that because you're tired all the time and fatigued. You've got to drink water. people, when I used to counsel people one-on-one, I'd say, how much water are you drinking a day? And they'd say, well, let's say I drink 3 sodas, I have 4 glasses of sweet tea, then I get my coffee. I said, no, that's not water. Pure water we have to drink, because water binds with these toxins and carries it out of the body. It's not going to do that with sweet tea. It's not going to do that with soda. And then, we've got to really pay attention to our diet and what we are consuming. And that means that, the ultra processed foods have to go, because they're basically poisons. They're dead food. They're dead substances, that it takes more of what the good guys in our gut and the minerals and vitamins and the enzymes that we have in our body that are supposed to be doing other things in the body are then forced to have to be used to try and digest these ultra processed foods. We've got to get away from using foods that contain so many poisons and chemicals. I mean, why not grow some vegetables in your backyard? Get yourself one of these. Go grow some turnip greens, collard greens, grow some carrots, whatever in your backyard, just to have clean food. Or go find a farmer that's growing clean food for you and get it from them. Raising chickens or eggs yourself, or go down the road and find some. We've got to pay attention to what we're eating and not continue to put poison foods in our body that then cause problems and imbalance in not only our gut, but in our overall body.
Okay.
Dang. Wow.
Well, I remember last time we talked, we was talking about the COVID vaccine. Tell us again, what kind of symptoms people experience after taking the vaccine?
Oh, there's so many symptoms, but before I get into that, let me also say that, paying attention to your diet is going to give you a healthy weight. When you're eating organic and healthy foods, that's going to help you maintain a healthy weight. And the thing that really helps maintain a healthy weight is that gut. And kimchi is a fermented food. And kimchi is the king of fermented foods that is going to help balance that gut out. And it's going to reduce the risk of obesity, reduce your bloating. There's studies out there that they took obese people age 20 to 65, and they ate this food, kimchi. And at the end of the study, which was a very short study, they all had smaller waistlines. They lost weight. Their gut improved because they were able to look into that and test for it. And, this was a great thing. Now, come back to what you asked me about the COVID studies. Well, I'm telling you, it's bad. People had chronic fatigue. They had brain fog. They had their muscles were aching. They couldn't understand why. They were having headaches. They were having unexplained pains and aches other places in their body. They had rashes on their skin. There was a track athlete that was only 20 years old after he took the COVID shot, dropped dead. So end result, people were dying too. Not good.
Wow.
That's insane. So even if you didn't get the vaccine, are you still at risk of these symptoms?
Yes, because that vaccine did something called shedding. And if you got too close to somebody and they coughed on you, or even speaking to you, and maybe they're, spitting, or you have exchanged body fluids, whether you're kissing or, having a relationship, then you could get that. Even if you didn't take it and somebody else did, it can be transferred because of the shedding, the little spikes that were on each of those in the vaccine, and also in our food supply. Even organic food, the livestock, they've been putting it in the chickens and in the beef, and it's come to us via our food supply. So with all these things going on, you've been in danger, even if you didn't take it, of being exposed and getting it in your own body.
Wow. So with it being so dangerous, I know that y'all have developed something called Kimchi 1. And I'm assuming that y'all made that to really fight these symptoms and help people out. Is that why y'all did it?
Well, that's one of the big reasons. But I've been, doing this for, almost 50 years. And so I've been seeing, and I've studied all these different diets of people around the world. and I looked at who lived longer, who was healthier, using common sense. And I wanted to incorporate those things. And the people that ate fermented foods, they lived longer, they were healthier, they weren't overweight, they didn't have all these diseases. And so I looked for the king of fermented foods, which was kimchi, what I told you about. It's something that's been around for centuries in Korea. They eat it every single day over there. But in America, we're not used to that, the smell of kimchi. We're not used to the taste. So I knew people could really benefit from this, but there's not a lot of people. And I've been, my martial arts teacher back, 48, 47 years ago when I was studying, he was from Korea and he was the top black belt over there. And he's the one that introduced me to kimchi and fermented foods. His wife taught me how to make it, and his mother-in-law. But the whole thing is, when I first tried it, I was like, oh, dang, I don't know if I can eat this. But then I grew to love it. So I wanted people, and I've introduced it to a lot of people, and they have the same effect. So I wanted people to be able to take this every single day. And I wanted them, to not have to deal with what might they not like the smell or the taste. So yes, we came up with a way where you can get all the benefits of this super fermented food, the king of fermented foods, on an everyday basis in a capsule form. 3 a day will provide you the amount that you need.
So what type of things do customers notice when they start taking like the Kimchi One capsules?
Right away, they notice a whole difference in their digestion. They notice that they are feeling better. They have more energy. If they were constipated, that quickly goes away. If they were having diarrhea, that changes too. So they're getting the good guys in their gut put back in, and the fungus and the yeast and the molds and the parasites that were winning the war in their gut are being killed off and reduced. And so this is something that is something that we need on an everyday basis to clean our gut, to clean our blood, which touches every single cell in our body. So when you have cleaner blood, you have more energy. You don't have this thick, heavy, dirty blood slogging through your body and trying to get through veins. So your blood pressure is going up. So you have more energy. They sleep better. Their skin changes. Their skin is healthier. People see it. They see their hair looking different and they go, what are you doing? You look great, and that's what we're noticing with people. So, this is, and less bloating. Bloating goes down. All this gas that they were having goes down. So it's very incredible.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously your company sells this product, and you said you sold it to a lot of people. Like, can you tell us like some of the customer success stories from people who have like taken Kimchi One? Do you have any like ones that stand out to you?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you a couple here. One's from Rebecca, and she said, Kimchi One is life-changing. My daughter had a hard grapefruit-sized abdominal hernia with terrible pains. We're talking this big or bigger, all right? And that was in her abdomen. She had terrible pains every day for the last month, having to wear a hernia belt. On day 5 of taking 3 kimchi daily, her pain is gone. No belt needed. Gurgling has stopped. The hernia is soft. It's down to tennis ball size. And for myself, I've only been on it 7 days and I've lost 4 pounds.
Wow.
My food cravings are gone. I have so much energy and I'm thrilled for this wonderful product. And then here's one from John. Since getting the COVID vaccine, I've struggled with persistent joint pain. Kimchi One has been my lifesaver. My mobility has improved. The pains diminished significantly, and I feel like I have my life back. So there's a couple. Those are some good ones.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's very inspiring too, the way y'all are really just helping people, change their lives and their health. So that's really cool.
Been at this for almost 50 years, y'all. And this is my joy to get these and to know that we are making huge differences in people's lives and educating people to understand their bodies better.
Definitely. I'll be honest with you, Kim. Like, since we last talked, I've actually taken Kimchi One. I'm like on my second or third bottle, and I honestly have noticed like a difference. Like my bloating is down, my energy is up. Like you said, my skin doesn't break out. Like sometimes I get like random breakouts from sweating and being in the heat. It doesn't happen. It's actually like really amazing.
Wow.
Well, that's great because when you sweating it helps get the toxins out of your body. But when you constantly have breakouts, that's showing that you have more bad guys in your gut than good guys. So this is a great thing to hear, and I'm really happy that you're sharing that with people.
Definitely. I believe in it. I'm wholehearted. I'm Brightcore every day.
Yeah.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is really cool, and I think that a lot of people will really like this. So we gotta hook our viewers up with something special. Do you got anything special we could do for them? Like I know we can't just charge them the regular price. I know there's something we got to be able to do for them.
No, we're gonna help y'all out. So our special offer, exclusive to y'all's audience, let's give you 25% off with using the code Cartier, and you go to mybrightcore.com/Cartier. Now, I'm going to give you an even better special if you call in, because we like to talk to people. We're not AI. We're not, we're not over in India someplace. We're here in the United States where Kimchi one's made, actually. And we like educating people and talking to y'all. So call in and you're going to get an even better deal. We're going to give you up to 50% off of your order and free shipping. And we're going to make sure that this is a right product for you, because I'm an educator. I love to educate people, and there's people there to actually talk to you. So you call 888-350-6128. That's 888-350-6128. And I'm even going to throw in a free bottle of vitamin D3 for the first 100 callers. So call 888-350-6128, because vitamin D is extremely important for your health as well.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
So y'all heard that now. So if you call, you get 50% off and free shipping. So if I'm you, calling.
Yeah.
Like
Get a
I
nice
need
conversation.
That. So hey, well, thank you so much, Kim. This is very cool, very educational. And I'm excited. I'm about to start taking it more. Like I took it a couple times, but I forgot to be consistent. So
no, you got to do it every day. Every day. You've got to nourish those good guys, because think about this, guys. Think about this real hard and long. We're bombarded constantly with all kinds of toxins every day. We can't get away from it. So this is a food. You have it every day, and you're going to do so much better.
Wow.
Yes, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You have a blessed day.
You too.
Well.
Thank you.
Okay.